'Tis the reason for the season back as season. I'm not muted. How's it going? Happy Wednesday. It's good to see everybody. Hope everybody's doing really good. My name's James True. You're watching James True Live. It's like this whole wormhole thing. You're kind of like, am I the body of Osiris? Am I one cell living inside of a bunch of other cells talking to each other through a bunch of glory holes we call people? Is that what's happening? I have no idea. I'm not invested. If you want to buy a t-shirt in the gift shop, I'm going to be okay with it. That's really my only goal. Thank you, Stretch. Let's get started, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to begin. With silence. Do, 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 do. I've been writing some letters on a page about different things, and I'm going to talk about it. So, writing is the last art. It's the only art. I'm a writer. I can say that. I have angst. I don't have commas in my paycheck. This is what being a writer means, and frankly, I'm proud of it. Some of you guys have been trying to get me too much money, and you get a comma, and I'm just like, oh, I was like, all right, I'll take one comma, but let's not have two. Let's not have two, and I just want you to know, if you guys have some commas around, I will bear the burden. I will take the burden. I discussed the idea today of, actually I didn't publish this, so maybe this is sort of like a sneak peek. But you and I think of money as money, and that's okay. That's fine. And yesterday we discussed Atlas Shrugged. Long episode. Forgive me. I really should have waited. There's some really good stuff that starts like 45 minutes in. Really good stuff in the sense of like research stuff. It really just goes into what the buffet of consciousness is. And it was the idea that people would go to book burnings and maybe not necessarily just to, just to burn the books, so to speak, right? And, I'm sorry. We have a little, it appears that we have an interruption here. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have to take over Honduras. So, if you guys just don't mind, we're just going to invade Honduras. It's fine. We'll keep going. But, I just want to let you know that, we're going to have to invade Honduras. So we've done that, and I'm just going to reset so that doesn't happen again. Man, I mean, sometimes you have to, if you're going to save the world, you're going to have to do this sometimes, okay? So yeah, we'll get back to what we're doing, and just understand Honduras has been invaded by us, and it's okay. We're the good guys. It's okay, all right? We're the good guys. It's fine. So what I was telling you about money is that inside this sort of scope of what we deem as money is certainly influence, power, currency, access, all these other things. This has really hit me lately because I'm getting ready to go on a trip, and I'm having some issues with a laptop, the ability to be portable. And as a writer, I've sort of been like, well, I don't need a laptop. And then now that I'm sort of like, oh, I kind of do. And then honestly, there's been enough contribution that this 5-year-old laptop, which frankly I'm kind of bummed didn't work. I tried to buy a battery. I tried to do open heart surgery and replace it, but there's 38 steps to that thing, and I didn't make it. I did not make it out the other side, so the battery doesn't work. All that to say, I tried to buy a new computer Sunday, and the bank doesn't let me. The bank told me this looks fraudulent. And we're telling you it's fraudulent because for your security. And I think that a lot of us, it depends on where you are. It depends on the template of what you're wanting to feel. This is something we kind of touched on yesterday, right? So if I have a template to feel disgruntled, if I have a template to feel injustice, okay, then I would utilize all opportunities to showcase my injusticeness or this template of angst. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that could be exactly what it is I'm trying to tell you. Like that actually could be what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so sorry. Just hang on a second. I'm sorry about this, guys. We're gonna have to invade Japan. It's look. There's a lot goes into it. Frankly, you don't need any details. It's all gonna work out. So just okay. Look, Honduras, Japan. Seriously, that's really it. That's that's really all it is. Okay, so forgive me. Sorry for the interruption. I'm sure this won't happen again. Okay, guys, in order to be safe, sometimes we have to do this. So the bank is telling me, for your safety, we're not going to let you buy a laptop, and they don't tell me why. It just says declined, and I have to go investigate why. I have to go contact all these different people and go through all these voicemails to ask why. And the answer why is we didn't give you permission. And it fucking hits me like a huge ton of fucking bricks. It hits me. And like I said, it could just be the template for kind of like how I feel. It could just be that I just feel like feeling angst. This would not be the first time that I've noticed that sometimes I just want to feel angst. Got a lot of emotional torque in my life. A lot of different things are happening. Big changes. That's all. And when you have big changes, if you're not processing those correctly, if you're not burning the calories in the right place, you're going to look for these excuses, these templates to kind of offload things. So this could be it. But I don't think it is. And I will admit that if I was trying to offload this template and I wanted it to be real and I really wanted to be effective, I would not see what I'm trying to tell you right now. So I think that there's a template. I think that I am immune from it. Magic me, right? Isn't that nice? I have a little golden pass here. And I think I'm not immune from it because I'm 53 years old and I don't have permission to spend my own money. I don't have permission to spend my own money because we've created an economy where the fraud is built in, and now we're exposing all the fraud, which means really all of us are going to be told, well, it's fraud, so we're going to have to excuse me. Man, guys, I am really sorry. This just came in. We're gonna have to invade Germany. All right. It's no big deal. We'll figure it out. Hey, look, we don't have time to declare war, so Congress is just gonna have to trust me on this, or trust these guys on this. This is secret intel. This is secret intelligence. This isn't me. This is secret intelligence coming through. So I'm just conveying, hey, don't shoot the messenger unless they're wearing a different shirt than you are. And then you can fucking murder them and you can wander around. Everybody's just like, oh, look, he murdered someone, but he was wearing a different shirt. Thank you for your shirt service, you Martinizer. You've been out there Martinizing in the foxhole, right? Way to go, buddy. Hey, what was the song they were playing? Yankee Doodle Danny? What a coincidence. What a coincidence. The Germans were playing Yankee Stutzel Danstil. It's a Danstil Strudels Dandy. It's the same fucking tune, man. Anyway, forgive me. You and I have a concept of money, and it's fine. But you've probably heard of this expression called "fuck you money," right? It's true. I'm actually, there's one time I'm trying to curse because that's just what it's called. Look it up in the Urban Dictionary, okay? I'm not worth censoring just yet. By the way, thank you guys so much for the super chats because yesterday they just revoked all the monetary thing from that. They like turned it red because we played that clip of the German lady that's like running hate aid. She's living in Germany running hate aid, and the day after the juice leaves the box, the day after the juice get the homeland, she's immediately like, we must censor speech and all that, and that censored the revenue. See how the fractal, it's a fractal, baby, the fractal. Oh, I'm sorry, excuse me. Guys, Italy is fucked. We're just gonna have to invade them. It's okay. Look, we're the good guys. Shit like this is gonna happen, okay? It's gonna happen. Once you have what is called fuck you money, you actually start spending money just to say fuck you. It's a form of epidermis, I think. It's a psychic plasmic epidermis. A lot of people in the truth movement hate money, and so you've never even really maybe considered these things. But I want you to look at this in a compassionate way, in a good kind of light. Hello, Kimber. Thank you so much for your dilation. Appreciate it. This kind of light that we start to bestow on money is necessary for you to see. And I think if you had read Atlas Shrugged, or even if you just listened to my summary of Atlas Shrugged, it puts you closer to this kind of frequency that I want you to think about. And that is that fuck you money is actually an immune system. It's a plasma, a malamu. And when you are in the room with someone who has fuck you money, you feel the intimidation of this. This is not a sign of weakness. This is a sign of Aquarius. This is a sign of seeing energy that wasn't there. Excuse me. We're seeing energy that wasn't there. And by seeing energy that wasn't there, we are opening up into a new level, right? The new spiral. It's a beautiful thing. Where the resolution is growing and it's painful. We've got a lot of growing pains. The whole thing is kind of painful. Now, when you start to understand what fuck you money is, this is your ability to have a bigger footprint. People know that through litigation, you could just make their life horrible. I used to have what I really wanted to be a friend in my life who decided one day to just threaten to sue me, and I was just like, dude, I'm never looking at you again. And he oh, excuse me. Sorry, I got to do this. Just take a second. China just got invaded. Sorry about that, guys. It's just China. It's not like I'm big. Those guys don't remember anything. Plus, they're chopping off their sausage a lot. Let's be honest. They're kind of coming, right? Hey, Amber Waves grain, baby. Keep your eyes on the prize, okay? This is the process of freedom. Thank you for your service. Over there, it's not over here. Send the troops over there, not over here. If we take the war over there, they will shoot people for fashion. Over there. What do you mean by fashion? Over there, they're wearing a different shirt. Over there, you mean people are killing each other for wearing a different shirt. Yes, it's true. Holy shit, that's our ancestors. Why are we praising them now? Because we have to acknowledge where we came. And we need to feel proud to remember, and then we need to feel shame to forget. So when you take your hand and you place it on the first rung and you pull, this is the pride. Oh, thank you for your service. So then when you start to pull and you have the ability to place your right hand, then this is the shame. And you're like, holy fuck. That's all it took? A ghost army of 13 juices? 13 guys running radio ops the morning of Normandy because for some reason all the battalions, their radios didn't work. And they happen to be controlled by the radio group called the Ghost Army that's job was to simulate war that might exist in certain places. Wait, before I can finish, I need to tell you something. We just invaded Korea. Fuck you, Korea. I'll show you. Price freedom. Look, if you're gonna invade China, it's almost disrespectful not to invade Korea. I mean, guys, come on. It's like it's kind of a slight because you're literally having to step over them. They're staring at your taint as you're stepping onto China, and I think this is a courtesy. Personally, I think this is a courtesy invasion. I think this is hey, Korea, we're liking the whole Szechuan. This is our respect to you, sir. Good Korea, we respect you. We're going to invade you too, because you too deserve the wrath of Kaka, the eagle who has a cathartic stutter. Was that talking? Yeah. So there's fuck you money. We've gone over this. Then there's fuck me money. That's, by the way, this is not related just to James True. Okay. And first of all, fuck me money is technically the oldest profession in the world. I shouldn't have to peel this banana for you, but I will if you need me to. Here's one side of the banana. Here's the other side. It looks like a shape, and that shape is, but this fuck me money is like, I will hurt myself to feel better. I will hurt myself to feel better. I will wear a heavy-ass gold chain that's 20 pounds heavier than me. It's like that. It's I will do donuts. I will ruin my new tires by putting a lot of rubber on the road in front of my ex-girlfriend's house because I will forever. Oh, excuse me. Hang on a second. Iran? Hi, Iran? Yeah, we just fucking invaded you, so yeah, fuck you. Thank you very much. Tell Zoroastro to stick it where the sun don't shine. He'll get that. That's a joke because he's a solar deity. And for me to tell him to stick it where the sun don't shine, this is a deep joke. That's another joke, by the way, but you're going to need to have the Obi-Wan Kenobi tell you about what a lightsaber means, because that's Zoroaster. Thus spake Zarathustra really is a lightsaber company. The Zarathustra is a lightsaber company. That's really what should happen. So, fuck you money is this inner shell. Fuck me money is this outer shell. And once you get to a certain point, let's just say, I'm just throwing this out, it's probably more, but let's just say $500 million above. If you have that much money, you've collected enough calories. Seriously, you've collected enough calories that you start to understand that this is not about money, that this is about control. And I'm using the word control because you and I, being outside of that realm, really only have the primary colors to call it control. We have control or loss of control, or we have a very limited view of what it's like to be there. And I've given a lot of thought to what this kind of money means, and I think it really does trace back to Malamu. It really does trace back to this sacred charisma, and you feel intimidated when Bill Gates is in the room. Oh, man, what is going on now? There's a world. Oh, Lebanon. Yeah, like that was even worth interrupting. Lebanon, we just invaded you. You know what you did. You know exactly what you did. I don't need to tell you. So this Malamu, this charisma, it makes us do stupid things. You know, a guy's like, let's vaccinate Africa. And a bunch of people are like, dude, you were just shining with Malamu. We're going to do that. And it works. It works. It works so well, you're like, hey, I'm going to go flaunt myself with Epstein, right? I'm going to go participate in all the Epsteinian things. I'm going to have to use the mythology here, guys, okay? Because I'll tell you, there's a lot of honeypots in this world. A lot of them. Some of them were psyops by the CIA. And those psyops by the CIA do not look like this. But a honeypot designed to look like a honeypot would look just like Epstein. But I'm just going to, from now on, I'm going to try really hard just to put on that helmet and say Epstein's real. Okay? I'm going to do that for you. I'm going to do that for me. I'm going to do that for all the little children out there who are counting on me to believe in Epstein. I'm taking one for the team. I'm doing one for you. So once you start to realize it, when you walk into the frickin' room, like the curtains move, the pranic torque of the place just disintegrates in your awe. People that you used to have a lot of respect for, you suddenly notice that your shadow is brighter than they are. I can't imagine what this is like, but I think that you can take my words and use it as a scrying device to see maybe what's this like, right? That you would see maybe what this actually means. And I think that excuse me, guys, just take a sec. Pardon me. Yeah, Vietnam, we're gonna have fun with you. Yeah, Vietnam, come over here. Come up to the front. We need everyone to watch what we're gonna do with Vietnam. Hi, Vietnam. Oh, you got some monks burning over there? Yeah, we're gonna make you not think about that. Okay, Vietnam, you've been invaded. Welcome to the club. We hope you enjoy your stay here. If you wait in this room, the doctor will be right in. He's gonna show you the taste of freedom. Okay, so if you are stepping into the realm of archetype, if you're a little bit popular, sometimes my toes step into the realm of archetype. It's true. It's barely, but it does happen. I don't like it, actually. It's probably why I'm not successful in that way. I'm successful in other ways, man. I'm the Jimmy Buffett of truth, you know? No one really wants to admit they like me, but fuck, man, when you were drunk, that is some good juice. That is that's some good songs. Just, you're not a son of a sailor. Like, that's pretty cool, right? And you're half a step ahead of the jailer. Come on. That's cool, right? Way in the near future. Come on. That's, you can shake the hand of the mango man as he greets you at the border. What? This is easy. It writes itself. It does. Oh, look at that $5. Thank you, D. Inner peace is maintaining a constant state of silently snickering at a joke no one else gets. Holy shit, that one's worth it. Inner peace is maintaining a constant state of silently snickering at a joke no one else gets. Real wealth is having enough Snickers to oh my God. Real wealth is having enough Snickers to share. That is brilliant. Get me a t-shirt. Someone, please. Yeah, that was good. The this karmic force, a lot of us like to reject. A lot of us like to, excuse me, Guatemala, you're up. Yeah, come on in. In fact, just go in there with Vietnam. You guys will have more fun together. Trust me. Trust me. Check out the Yelp reviews. You're gonna love what's gonna happen in there with the eagle. Okay, Guatemala. Yeah, wear those colorful plants. He's gonna love you. Okay. So I know a lot of us like to say there's no power in money, but I want you just to please just have compassion for money just for a sec, because the innocent blood of the lamb is the most precious blood because it hasn't been fermented in deception. The sacrificial victim, gives the blood willingly as the sacrificial lamb. This is a very specific thing. It's the sacrificial lamb. It's not, let's kill a lamb. That's very different blood. It's a very different torque to it. I want you to consider that your labor is the same thing. That all the restitution that you pay, not just to taxes, but for your ability to stay on land, for your ability to possess a 4x8 sheet of drywall, requires that you secrete or evaporate a certain amount of red blood cells to make that happen. And as you become a more powerful magician, the amount of red blood cells that it takes for you to secure a 4x8 sheet of gypsum drywall, I'm saying this because drywall is all salt. And by being all salt, you're creating a barrier of memory. So the house itself is just a chamber of secrets. It's a chamber of memory. And when it's encoded by things like bricks, those are made of salt, aren't they? Like drywall, that's made of salt. We end up securing what we call privacy, and that money works the same way. Oh, excuse me. Hang on just a second. Dominican Republic. Man, you guys are begging for this, honestly. Yeah, I know. We could have done you sooner. I get it. But you're tiny. You're tiny. Yes. Yeah, Japanese are tiny too. I know, but I didn't mean that. I didn't mean tiny. Like, guys, you'll see. You'll see. Eagle, you've got some backup. You need to be catching up over here. Okay. So if we can admit that this is actually force and this is energy that you secrete on purpose, you sacrifice. Your blood is a sacrificial lamb unless you feel that you were enslaved. If I can convince your blood sacrifice to come willingly, if I establish trust with you, the sacred lamb, I'm pretending like I'm the state, by the way, but if I could establish trust with you as the sacred lamb, I would be able to secure your blood and it would not be fermented by trickery. And if that was to happen, this is why happiness is such a crucial part of the sacrifice of this place. This place runs on burning hearts. And really, that would be the only archetype that you could express of what it means to evaporate a red blood cell for will. You're out there chopping wood. You are sacrificing red blood cells for this thing. And when you think about what money is, if you take that wood and you take it down to the town and you exchange that wood for a purse full of coins, that really all you've done is found someone who has the magic of compression, and they've taken the power of compression and they've secreted all of the sweat that you showed the world. You're fulfilling the smart application by chopping the wood. Therefore, the smart application, the network, gives you in exchange the pranic value of how much torque you brought. Excuse me, louse, trying to get deloused. You're going to get deloused, louse. Yeah, we're going to invade you because it's freedom. That's the way it goes. So as we slowly come to grips with the truth of these things, that we are sacrificial lambs, and I want you to be okay with this, because I really want you to understand that all of civilization is Gaia. She's Gaia. And she's built these buildings, these hollow rocks, and these hollow rocks have chutes of electricity, and you can place your lips to the chutes of those electricity and drink from the juices of the earth. And the juices of the earth is just the difference of electrons, and the difference of electrons is simply someone's labor where they chop the wood into pieces that serve as a capacitor of sacrifice. So, all of the money that you pay for taxes, whether you like it or not, is actually a very liquid form of sacrifice. And to give it willingly to people that we don't know, which is, let's be honest, that's what we do, it becomes not only willing, it becomes innocent. It becomes innocent because we are no longer able to hold a tentacle to it, to attach an ownership to it, because that's the definition of giving. This is why when you watch people say, all the fraud is being uncovered, I'm like, I don't know if it's fraud because we gave that willingly to a system that we already knew was corrupt. So it's not fraud. It's just simply gift. It's respect. We're telling it that we respect what it does. Do you know why we respect it? Ironically, the reason why we respect it is because Cambodia, you've now been invaded. Welcome to the list, Cambodia. We hope you enjoy your time with the eagle. Yes, thank you very much. Yes, leave your review. Tell everyone what happened so they will know what to expect when they come underground to this place. This is how it happens right here. This list, I've set an alarm that says every 1 minute and 42 seconds, I need you to tell me, because that's how many times we've invaded a country since World War II. And it's ubiquitous. It's just built into the stream. I'm telling you about the power of prana. We're explaining how energy works. And the entire time while we're discussing the plasmatic differences of the capacitors between what you want and what you think, and between a poor man and a rich man, they're both sacrificing the exact same amount of red blood cells. What's the difference, James? And the difference is alignment. The difference is torque. Those red blood cells trust their Lady Vivian. Why do they trust their Lady Vivian? It could be because Lady Vivian has a lot of money, or it could be that the money creates a castle, a facade, where she becomes the keeper of the inside joke, as Dee said. Right? The sacred queen of the interior joke that no one else gets. The billionaire has this. When you get on a yacht, I know not all beyonders are billionaires, but this is the closest we can do, okay? So we're going to call all billionaires beyonders. And when you get on the billionaire's yacht, man, all the deckhands are perfectly pressed. Their hair is perfect. Their shoes are, their laces on their shoes, seriously, do not twist. They do not twist. Everything's crisp. The rope is laid in a spiral, and is laid in a spiral to where it ends exactly where it needs to be, and the number of curls in that rope is numerologically considered when the deckhand does it. There's no wrong answers. It's simply a furl that the fern makes. Why does the fern make the furl? Because the fern has too much beauty to be straight. It has to curl because shape is the architecture of all things. Excuse me, Cuba! Cuba! Yeah, come over here. We got a surprise for you. Look at you, Cuba. You're so cute. Yeah, we're going to fuck you up, man. Thank you. We're invading Cuba now. So, the Beyonder is a field. It's a field of meditation. I know you don't want to grant the billionaires the ability to meditate, but I need you to. When you watch Cribs, I know, but when you watch Billionaire Houseboat, I just made up that show. But when you watch Cribs and when you watch Billionaire Houseboat, you're looking at the remnants or the shadow of that pranic meditation. They have carved a bubble in reality, and everything tastes potent because they've eliminated from their field all that which tarnishes. I'm going to use the word sarcasm. All sarcasm from the field has been removed because authenticity is the only alignment. So the red blood cells that are rushing down, if they are given an alignment, this is called a vectored will. It's going to be a X, Y, Z, W coordinate, an identity of rotation in 3D space is the same as inserting will into the red blood cell. And so as that red blood cell is hurling and twirling its way down the passages of what we call arteries, which really are just rivers of tar that we call roads, that they're carrying an alignment, they're carrying a duty. I have James's laptop in the back, but no, I don't, because James doesn't have permission to spend his own money, because that's what we need right now because of the fraud. Excuse me. Thailand? We're going to invade you. Don't ask why. No reason. Have yourself a good day. So, I think the reason why we do not align like the Beyonder is not because we're weak. It's not even because we don't know how. I think it's because we are frankly don't want that kind of responsibility. I think you end up being a lonely raccoon in the mansion that is Jared Kushner, this little tiny identity that's trapped inside of this great big hall. And a lot of you might think, I need a house that's bigger than me. And it feels great. It feels like the right idea. But honestly, once you step into that house that's bigger than you actually feel small, and it ends up hurting who you are. You were the hermit looking for the right shell. It has to be the right shape. And more importantly, it can't be the only shape. You're going to have to crawl out of it and into it again. Oh my God, I just told myself a lesson I didn't want to feel right now. But just like me, the hermit knows before I need to know what shell I'm going in because it's dangerous out there. And my little bud is as raw as a lobster's bottom, says the hermit. It's the softest part of me. And so I must look for a different shell, and the billionaire does the same thing. He has shell corporations. These are entities which give him safety. He hides inside of the LLC. The 501c3 is a spiral, and that spiral is made out of the remnants of the fractal of what makes us who we are. Excuse me. This just in. Chili. Hey, who knew? Who knew? Look at that. Chili. Look at that. Is that right? Hey, you guys really want to invade Chile? Oh, okay. Yep. Chile. Didn't know that. Chile, you just been fucked by the eagle. Welcome to America. Fuck yeah. So, let me tell you something. Don't worry that you are afraid. I think it's smart. And I'll tell you why. The second that you start to have money, people want to steal it. And the second that you notice that people want to steal your money, you don't want to trust the world anymore. And honestly, this is what's keeping you here. And this is what I love about you. This is why you and I are liking. We like each other. We're liking. We don't want to create or understand that the world has to be that way. So we lay low. We camouflage ourselves on the rock. That's what we do. We live under the canopy of poverty. And under the canopy of poverty, there's a sort of kind of safety. It's a camouflage is what it is. And a lot of people notice which of you are being deceptive. I'm one of them. People smell me and they're like, you're deceiving us. People notice that you actually are one of these beyonders and you're pretending to hide here and they get mad at you. They get mad at you. They don't like it. They don't trust you. You could ruin all of this. And so you're a bastard child. You're cast out. You're cast out of the lichen. You're cast out of the palisade. You find the only way you can survive is literally to go against the grain of everything society taught you. You were run with scissors. You are against the grain of all things because it's the only way to survive. You decided if I crawl underneath the surfboard, I can fucking still ride this place. It's just no one's going to see me. And I'm going to have to hold my breath a long time. But you can do it. Excuse me, Angola? Yeah, I don't know what you did either. Seriously. I really don't know what you did. But it says here, you got a warrant for you. Time for a little... So welcome to the Eagle. Enjoy the taste of goodness. Yeah, thank you too. Yeah, all the cussing in the world ain't gonna save you, Angola. It's just time. Time to pay the piper. When we burned down all the billionaires' yachts, where'd they go? If you're a billionaire and you still had your toes in society, if you're a beyonder, still had toes in your society, and you noticed that the world was deciding that the people that were rich were the bad ones, where would you go? What would you do? We love to say corporations are evil, and yeah, man, corporations are fucking evil. But one of the reasons why they're evil is because the second they build a parking lot, someone comes by and slips on the ice and sues them for $17 million. You could say, well, they started it. You could say that. I get it. And they're going to say you started it. And you're going to say they started it. And just because I'm trying to explain to you how this energy works, it's going to look like I'm on their side. It is. Do you know why? Because you've been raised by spoiled parents. People in the truth movement have been telling you that the only way that you are going to find the truth is to feel angst and the passion from that, because there's a kind of beautiful inquisitional song, a righteous indignation that leads you on. And so we simply just follow those who point and find new indignation for us to follow. And I'm not giving you that, and I'm sorry. Excuse me. We just have a little interruption here. Iran. Yeah, we're going to start. Yeah, you will see us again. But this is our first initial consultation, so it's 1980. We're going to come in I ran so far away. Yeah, tears for fears. You're going to know exactly what that means, right? So how do you get better? I think you find the meditation. It's hilarious because my room's a fucking mess. My house is just a mess. But cleaning your room really is an exercise if you do it properly. If you set yourself into the mode of what would a billionaire expect, if you can just start in a soft place. See, a lot of you will be lost because you think it's the finish line. You think that you have to be the finish line, and that's actually not what creates the billionaire. The billionaire is not the finish line. The billionaire is what kind of space would someone like this occupy? Again, I'm using billionaire broadly. You can call it beyonder. What kind of space would they occupy? And if you picture the yachts, if you picture the house, I really want you to picture the stability. Everything is stable in the place. Everything seems to have a home. There seems to be a nook and a cranny for every such thing. All these things seem to convey this sense that this is Om, not home. It's Om. There's an Omness to it. And a lot of us are shown the facade of hyenas that have gotten rich by profiting off others. And so we've mistaken those for billionaires, I think, is actually what's happening. Because I don't think that the beyonder is someone you and I would ever see. I don't think they would have a social security number. I don't think they would have a birth certificate. It's no offense against you or me, but I think they might find that kind of offensive. It's not that they reject society, but in order for them to actualize themselves, they would never try and associate into a framework that's limited by something else. That's all. So it's not that they don't believe in identification. It's not that they don't believe in reputation. It's not that they don't believe in a social credit score. It's that these things are not needed through the halls of money, through the bureaucracy of money. They come through respect, which emanates beyond and outside the chambers of those things. And you and I call this fame. But we could also call it intimidation if I didn't have to interrupt and tell you, Granada, yeah, you and your station wagon parked outside? You're getting towed. Yeah, welcome to America. So excuse me. Man, this iPhone just makes everything hard. Practicing this, I think, is going to require you to notice that you've never seen the Beyonder at all. You've never seen it at all. You're being taught by people that you think have reverence for how this works, and they don't. They don't. Cultural appropriation is a perfect example. You can't wear an Indian headdress. Why can you not wear an Indian headdress? Because it's disrespectful to Native Americans. Why is it disrespectful to Native Americans? Because of cultural appropriation. What does that mean? What does that mean? And we'll get to that definition. But firstly, I'll tell you that it's actually not cultural appropriation. That, believe it or not, the reason why you could not wear a proper Indian headdress is because any raptor, any feathers that you have, it would be illegal for you to keep those. And the only way that you would be allowed to keep those is if you could prove that you are part of a reservation, a literally encompassed space that's been surrounded by a larger corporation, and that larger corporation has said, I dominate you, but I'm going to allow you to survive. I'm going to milk off your culturalness. I'm going to utilize the resources of you and declare the syrup that I pull from you to be racist so I can use it to smear on the faces of everyone else. If you were attached to the soil, there would be no such thing as cultural appropriation. It would be percolation. You would be percolating the salt, remember the gypsum, the drywall in the dirt. When the rain hits that drywall, those memories awake. And when they awake, the steam, the evaporation, just as you evaporated your red blood cells, my beautiful, beautiful Indian, so too is the salt. So too is Quetzalcoatl evaporating these lessons of the soil into you. It's a hatchback, Wetiko. It's a hatchback, excuse me. Lebanon, you've been invaded. Go to the principal's office. Eagle's gonna fuck you up. You've been hatchbacked. The hatchback Wetiko is a very special automobile. No one expected it to be so popular. No one expected it to come out of the other end of a giant automotive bullshit and end up with a pretty decent car. There's a few cars that are like this in the world, and you are one of them. You can't bring Wetiko over here and a bunch of disassociated people and have them lay down in the grass and kiss girls and not expect something to percolate up through the skin and into them. And it did, and that's who you are. So this has been Gaia's plan the whole time. And if it's Gaia's plan the whole time and you're embedded and you're one of her, you should be a billionaire. And you're simply afraid. You're afraid of the attacks it brings. The tax that it brings. We tax the fuck out of billionaires, and we live in the auspice that we don't tax them enough. Do you know how I know we tax billionaires more? Because everyone says we should tax them more. That's how you know they get taxed a lot. This is how you know they get taxed a lot. That's how you know. No. These things have percolated in you. And the federal government, the state government, and the international government says you cannot wear a headdress. And they can't do that because that would be Turtle Island. So we need a social framework to disparage the actual Confederacy that existed here before. So we've decided that the Confederacy is racist. Do you understand how hypocritical, how butt-sensically insane it is to declare that the Iroquois Confederacy is a symbol of racism? Do you fucking hear the black tongue of Wetiko speaking through you? Excuse me. El Salvador! You are fuckerinoed! Welcome to 1980. We're still, is this only 1980? We're still going strong. Yeah. Show you. Yeah. A little Chiquita. We'll fucking show you what's going on. This is, guys, I need you to do this. And don't you understand the price that you feel when you're like, well, wait a minute, I'm going to culturally appropriate something. This is exactly the price of what it feels to peel off the Wetiko. That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like. You're this lotus that's just stuck. You got that little film that's outside. And you can peel that film off. And when you peel it off, you're terrified. You're like, oh my God, this is all I got to imagine. And as soon as you peel it off, the lotus slowly opens. And you're like, holy fuck, who am I? You dilated. That's who you are. You were a billionaire lotus dilating from the land of Ka. What's the land of Ka? Ka is your root. It's in the mud. It's dirty. And for you to raise yourself out of the swamp, we are literally a nation founded on a swamp. Because they wanted to grow lotus. Do you know why Kamala was not elected? Because you are the lotus, not her. You are the appropriation because you percolated exactly what you're supposed to. And the fact that it's illegal is exactly the threshold, the price it takes to move past these things. Soft sit, what we talked about the other day. It's that ridicule that you get from doing that is exactly what we need. The flat earth ridicule is exactly what you need. Even me getting ridiculed from my own side is exactly what you need. It's exactly what we need. I think I should be allowed to order a laptop. I think it's fucking insane that we're walking around insisting that this is the way that we want to do it and that we're running away from digital currency. Meanwhile, if Amazon fucking took Bitcoin, none of this would happen. I could just fucking send them cash and I'd get my fucking laptop. James, don't be mad. We're going to invade Honduras. Okay, I feel better. Honduras, your time is up. Thank you for playing. America! Right? Five finger bat punch. Right? There are 5 branches of government, my friends. We've just seen the Department of Health and the Department of Environmental Security. These things formed on the outside. And frankly, it's okay because it's a white light hitting a prism and you got to trust the pyramid. It's a bloody pyramid, but you got to trust it. You think all this blood would be here if we weren't learning how to self-worth? Do you imagine how it must have felt for 10,000 villagers, for 80,000 villagers to look at all that blood coming from the pyramid? I bet you one thing that they thought, and I do not think this is a lot because keep in mind, we're trying to understand what kind of consciousness was like back then. It was much different than we have now. The phonological loop was probably a lot smaller. this 52-year threshold we have where it's like, how come they needed to reset? They probably need to reset because they just couldn't remember that long. This is why we don't know what happened. This is why they don't remember what happened at Tianaqua, because that's just too long. They just can't remember that long. So all these rumors you're hearing about all this other stuff, and when you listen to this stuff, listen to it, but also consider that if they're telling you that it's the same psyche that was back in Greece, that drugs work the same way on the body, that all these things happen, I think you're missing a really big clue, a really, really big clue, because Zippy Totec was peeling off skin because he was learning the ego. He was like, I can develop a facade of charisma. I can pretend to be something else, and I can embody that. And if I embody that long enough, I can be a fucking plumber. I can be a sailor. I can be a priest. So I'm not Igiaku. I'm a priest. Excuse me. Speaking of priest, Nicaragua. Gonna get time for your search. Civil asset forfeiture. Guys, without civil asset forfeiture, who would armor the police cars? Tier. Right? Who would honor the police cars? I would love if I had this. Do I have this? Do I have this ready? Where is it? Do I have this? You're watching James True, baby. Hope you're having fun. Hope you're having fun. I'm pretty sure I have this, but I don't see it. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Come on. Man, I was hoping I had it. Like, I remember putting it in there. But I can't find it. So, you know what? Let's just do this. I just need to take a little drink of water here. Oh yes, you're watching James True, where the liquid is a part of me as much as a part of you, and you will subscribe, and you will thrive. You're run with scissors. The third ventricle, liquid consciousness. All right, let's hit some likes for this part. Here we go. We're gonna hit some likes. We're gonna take a ride through the canyon of the spine, and I want all of you to hit that like. Yeah, that's some good stuff right there. Sheol, the ocean of salt. All your ancestors in liquid form. Excuse me, we need to interrupt this show for a quick announcement. Panama! Yeah, that'll teach you to fucking dig a canal. Yeah, dude. Welcome to the Wrath of America. Back to your regularly scheduled programming here. Yeah, so, you know, where were we, right? See, if you have a short enough consciousness, this stuff isn't going to bother you. It's not going to matter where you were. That's what America is. And we're learning. It's taken us a while. A long time. It's going to need a lot of violence, a lot more synergistic torture and energy. Seriously, it's going to need a lot of those things. We got a lot of work to do, you know? It's a lot. It's a lot. We have an airship tonight. It's at 7 p.m. You should come. And I think you'd have a good time. Also, Libya, we've just invaded you. Sorry, we're running a little bit behind, so we're going to go ahead and invade Kuwait too. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Kuwait, Libya, you guys just going in there. We'll give you a discount. A little threefer, right? Frequent flyer miles are honored with the Talons of the Eagle, so don't forget that. Guys, I've been writing a little bit more on Substack. I encourage you to check that out. There's an article about what we talked about right now today. I'm going to sign off now. I'm going to try and keep the show a little bit shorter, but also maybe get it where we start with a little bit shorter show and then go into questions later on. I probably shouldn't even tell you this, but it's something we're going to try. But tonight we're going to have an airship. And if you want to come and talk about things or discuss whatever you want, I recommend it. You can join Patreon. At any level, you can actually be invited to tonight's airship. So it's a great time to come and say hi. We have tickets for 369. You guys should totally check that out. It's a gathering in Portland on March 6th. We've got a great venue for it. Great people are lined up. There's some lodging opportunities inside Patreon. If you want to go to the chat and check that out, you can see. Excuse me, Somalia. Yeah, we're gonna have to. I know you got a lot going on, but we're gonna invade you. Thank you, baby. Thank you. Good job. Good job. So yeah, you should come to that. Tickets are $36.90. There's a skate party, or $36. You can find them on the website, JTrue. Yeah, we're gonna do a skate party Thursday night, a little meet and greet, and then Friday we have a space. I'll be delivering a talk that none of you guys have seen. It was unless you were physically at Astronosis this year in person. I'm going to finish that talk. I ran over. It was all my fault. This same phone that I use now did not, the alarm didn't work right. And so I went over on that presentation, but it's actually a talk about maybe what reality really is. Certainly covers a lot of things that you've heard here before, but I think it'll be an excellent opportunity to have a roundtable where, forgive me if you get there and it's actually not round, but, it'd be a great time to have a table talk there and we could discuss things and do some hula hooping and, excuse me, Bosnia. Yeah, where's Herzegovina? Yeah, you two, come here. You guys are together. Stop acting like you're different. Yeah, you guys are fucked. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yep. Oh, by the way, Haiti, yeah, you're not even going to notice, but we're coming in. Yeah, you're not even going to notice. I know. You're not going to notice. I get it. So, get those tickets. Join me on Patreon. Pray to the gods. I got a laptop. Not that maybe I'm not supposed to have one, but honestly, it was like, so I'm a writer, but I'm not supposed to. This is weird. I think I'm supposed to talk to you about the financial system. Is this is what I think it means. It could mean that I have a template like we discussed earlier. It could be that. But I think it's because I'm supposed to discuss the financial system because a lot of us are, I think if more of us would have, just honestly, if you would have bought Bitcoin earlier, and early is still now. Guys, I know this is really difficult to imagine, but it's still early now. I realized that Bitcoin just doubled 3 months ago. I realized that. But it is still early. And I'm not telling you, please buy it now because I know that this is volatile. It's volatile, which means it's meant to have a lot of amperage. But if you want to, I think if you want to do a magical spell, literally by moving into this Ayn Rand kind of mindset to become a beyonder, I really mean this. This is the gold in Atlas Shrugged. Bitcoin is the golden Atlas Shrugged, and it's purely just because of the way the algorithm's written. I realize a lot of you are terrified and you're like, that's the fucking machine and all the other stuff, and I don't want you listening anyway because I told you guys this at $5,000. And you told me I was wrong, and you listen to people like Owen, who's now selling you a shitcoin, by the way. Sorry to say this, but fuck, it's just like, oh my God, the same dude that's like, you could never get into this is now like buying my token. Yes, this is the gold. Yes, it's surrounded with dirty fingers. Gold will always be found in dirty fingers. You guys know who I'm talking to. You know who I'm talking to. By the way, I need to have a quick moment with the Jews, but before I do, Kosovo, we've invaded you. Thank you very much for playing. Appreciate it. Okay, quick little note to the Jews. You guys, come here. You guys are doing a good job. Seriously. I'm not condoning it, but fuck, you guys are doing a good job. Seriously. I think it's because you were following the motto of the ego, which is that everything's recorded. You recorded everything. I appreciate that. Thank you for not burning what you did. Thank you for showing me who you are. This is the key. I really think this is the key. Canaan is the key. It's the key. It's very difficult to us imagine because we don't understand. We're light sticks, right? Those little glow sticks. All of us are glow sticks, right? Only some of us have been cracked through the mythology of vitriol, And once we crack and we start glowing, people start being afraid. They're like, "You're a false light. You're a false light." And all the glowing mushrooms are crying when you say that. Little mushroom puppies are being shaved, and not to their liking, right? Things like that. And this is your world. Those buildings are rocks. The electricity's vines. The road is a river. This is your place. The chemtrails are ghost dances. Think about all the angst in the city. Just like there is the evaporated prana. Jeff Bezos gets up. He's his own son. He flies over the world and he collects the due of everyone who've begged him to take their money and please send me a fucking laptop. And he says, no. No, I don't. It's for your safety. And it's not for my safety. It's for his own. I want you to see this because the sooner you'll be annoyed by it, the sooner you'll look at Sovereign Citizen, you'll understand that Frequency Prankster is about going through ridicule. It's about finding the deepest forms of ridicule out there and changing them. And if you had deep enough compassion, honestly, then I would just say the word, what do you think transgender is doing? This is the fucking pinnacle of being under the focal point of the magnifying glass. All that angst is making some serious diamonds. And frankly, I think that's necessary because we're moving into an 8K world. And the idea of all of us being reproductive modes of machinery is kind of outdated. It's only necessary when we're living in that place. If you want to go to Mars, you're going to have man and woman. You're going to have to fuck a lot. You're going to have to keep all that surviving because you're populating a new place, right? You're going to need that. But if you're in a planet that's stabilized and you're starting to have culture, you're really going to want to focus more on elevating those who haven't gotten there yet and not really worrying about the ones that already are, because the ones that are already there, they're doing fine. They're doing fine. In fact, more is expected of you, which I know isn't fair. That doesn't feel good. Who would want to feel good? Excuse me, Afghanistan? Yeah, sorry. Yeah, you're fucked. You're fucked. Sorry. Iraq, you're out too. Sorry, guys. There's a lot to do. Thank you for watching, James True. There's Libya, Liberia, Haiti, Pakistan, Sudan, Yemen, Syria, Libya, South Sudan, and Ukraine. Those are the ones that I didn't get to because the show would be too long. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? America is not broken. Politics is not broken. The fraud that you think is being uncovered is not fraud. This is how you build an eagle. This is how you keep them up. You develop a church, you set in these things, and right now the new church is being built on fraud. And you know why it would have to be built on fraud? Because that's how you build a smart city. That's how you build a system of fraud detection. And fraud detection is the exact same thing as identity. It's identity management. And every single person who's ever paid taxes in the history of the world is given their social security number, their address, their date of birth, and their income to Elon Musk. It is okay. Because it's not appropriation. It's percolation, baby. And you are running with scissors. Am I right? See you next time.